Oh my god, oh my god, I can't even wait for the time. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's happening. It's happening. It's out right now. It has been. I got an email saying it's coming out at 12. It's leaked. I don't want to bring the leak up because that would be very bad. But it has leaked already. But the balance Dataslate is coming out in 15 minutes. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. What do I do? It's real. It's I've seen the first page. But it officially comes out at 12. I don't know what to do. It's only on the website. Is it just out? Have they just put it out by accident? If they put it out by accident, that's fair game. Is it out? Is it out, you know? Oh my god, it's out. Go on the FAQ download section. Or downloads. The balanced Dataslate. I mean, they put it on the website. It wasn't me. I didn't leak it. It's out. It's here, everyone. It's finally here. The balanced Dataslate. Q2 2022. Let's go. This has to be the greatest thing that Games Workshop has ever written, okay? This has to be the greatest thing they've ever brought out, okay? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. The new balanced Dataslate. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Armor of Contempt. Each time an attack is allocated to an Adeptus Astartes, Santic Astartes, Heretic Astartes, or Adeptus Sororities, worsen the armor penetration by 1. Holy shitballs. Holy shitballs. Models equipped with the Storm Shield don't get it. Models with the Sacrosanct Shield or Force Shield don't get it. And models are either under the effects of any other rule that worsens or reduces the armor penetration of an attack. Holy shit. -1 AP to every Marine-based thing. Holy shitballs. Holy shit. This is so good. I don't like this. I haven't read it yet. I don't like this. But I like this. -1 AP across the board for a Space Marine. Holy shitballs. Wowzer. Aircraft. You can include more than 1 aircraft model or 2 aircraft models. Fair enough. Fair enough. Indirect fire weapons. An indirect fire weapon is one that can target units that are not visible to the bearer, e.g. mortars or smart missile systems. If it's such a weapon target unit that is not visible, no models in target unit are visible to the firing unit selected as a target. Each time an attack is made with a weapon that against this phase, worsen the ballistic skill by 1 and add 1 to any armor saving throws made against the attack. Oh my god. Oh my god. Attack Astra Militarum, ignore it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. That's huge. That's huge. Tau basically just lost an AP. If they've got AP 0, you just gain in armor saves against it. So +2 in cover. +2 in cover if they don't ignore cover saves, you know. And they're hitting on 5s. Holy shit. Right, bodyguard. Let's have a look. Bodyguard. Change the end of all bodyguard abilities. Let me just turn the music down. Holy footballs. Holy footballs. Change the end of all bodyguard abilities when the enemy models / units cannot target that character unit with ranged attacks. 2. That character cannot use the Lookout Sir rule even if this unit contains fewer than 3 models. Oh, it can. If a unit's bodyguard ability only expects a specific type of character, the updated version of the unit's bodyguard ability still only applies to that type of character. So it can use the... So essentially, that... Oh, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. So bodyguard now, you essentially always count as like within 3 of models. That's essentially what it means. If you change it to that character can use the Lookout Sir rule even if his models contains fewer than 3 models. That kills my iron hands. Oh no, they give with one hand and take with the other. My iron hands are dead. They're dead, everyone. Gamers, my iron hands have just died. R.I.P. R.I.P. in chat. R.I.P. in chat. Let's get some Hellstorm 7s. Hellstorm 7s for my Iron Hands list. Hellstorm 7. Goodbye, Iron Hands. You were fun. You were definitely fun. You were the best. You were the best you could have ever been. But no one else was. You were there for me when no other chapter could have been there. But the Blood Raven Iron Hands Minotaurs list has officially just died. They gained +1 save. They ignored 1 AP for all of 30 seconds before the list died. They were something. They were certainly something. It's a real shame. Anyway, let's read the rest of the FAQ. Okay, so Bodyguard got nerfed. Astra Militarum got nerfed, and then they brought it back. Oh my god, it's another page. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. Hey, Dean, so thank you much for the super chat, buddy. Really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, man.
You mean RIP Blood Ravens, right?
Listen, I don't know what they are anymore. They are like a Frankenstein. They are the Frankenstein's monster of Space Marine chapters. I don't know what that means. What does it mean if high-tech is how tyrants can't benefit from lookout says? How does the Titan Guard rule work? I presume it just means they can use the rule, right? I presume that just means they can use the lookout say rule. I don't know. What does it mean? What does it mean? High types within range of Guardian Organism ability gain the benefits of lookout say even though they're a character with a wounds characteristic greater than 9. So there you go. The Hive Titans are specifically mentioned, so they can basically benefit from lookout say even though they are over 9 wounds. So Adeptus Sororitas change the first bullet point in gaining miracle dice section at the start of the Act of Faith ability to read. At the start of each turn, you gain a miracle dice. Okay, so you get twice as many. Change the second bullet point of Orders of Valorous Heart Conviction to read. Each time an attack is made against a unit with this conviction, that attack wound roll can't be re-rolled. That's really strong. That's really strong. That's really good. Astra Militarum, add the following detachment ability, Hammer of the Emperor. If every regiment unit in your army is drawn from the same regiment, then each time a regiment model makes an attack, a ranged attack, an unmodified hit roll of a 6 automatically wounds the target. Oh. Oh. How do power armor changes stack with all of those, bro? +2 save, bro. +2 save. Niall, thank you much for being a member for 6 months. RIP Blood Iron Minotaur Hand Raven. You'll be forever remembered as the Emperor's finest. Oh, man. Hats off to the Blood Ravens. They stuck it out for so long. Hammer of the Emperor's really good. A lot of people pay command points for this. Like, a lot of people pay good command points for this. Astra Militarum likely was to get 2+. We know this one. Each time a regiment... these are all the same? Oh, so infantry... Change the point scores for infantry squad units as follows. Note that all the costs of these units were is reduced to 0. Right, there's grenade launchers everywhere. Grenade launchers everywhere. Fuck it. Grenade launchers just all over. Why not? Why not? Just take what you want. We don't care anymore. That's basically what I said. Adeptus Custodes. Change the third bullet point of the attachment abilities of the Adeptus Custodes unit to read troops units in the objective Adeptus Custodes detachment gain the obsec ability. So now it's not infantry, it's just troops. Add the following to Esteemed Amalgam, Emperor's Auspice, and Martial Discretion stratagems. You can use this only once. Oh no. Oh no! Custody dead? Custody just got whammoed? Did Custody just get wamboozled? Esteemed Amalgam. I can't remember what they all do. What's this one? What's this one? Let's have a look. Esteemed Amalgam. A seen amalgam. Use the strategy command phase. Select one Emperor's chosen. You can change the fighting style. Okay, so you can use that only once. Emperor's Auspice. I feel like I know that one, right? Emperor's Auspice. What's that one? What's that one now? Can anyone remember? Can I remember what that one is? Can anyone remember what the Emperor's Auspice is? Is it? You can't re-roll the hit and wound rolls. Is it that one? Is it the one that you can only re-roll? You can't re-roll hit and wound rolls, and now you can only use it once per game? What about Martial Discretion? Martial Discretion? Use strategy command phase after selecting a Qatar stance. Select one custodian unit for your army that is on the battlefield. Select one Qatar stance that is not active for your army. That unit benefits from the stance instead of the active stance. So maybe you can only turn off rerolls once per game? Arcane Genetic Alchemy and Emperor's Auspice, which is turn off rerolls, and can't be no better than 4+, is only infantry. Oh boy, only infantry. You know when people said my balanced data slate was shit because I was too harsh to custodies? This is worse. This is taking what I've taken and just gone, let's just slap them down and just even further. This is worse. This is worse. I was kind. I was a kind god. But Games Workshop have proven that they are not a kind god. Once per game you can turn off rerolls. Once per game. Holy fuckballs. They don't care. They're like, you know your 3x3 bikes? Fuck them. Oh man, that is brutal. That is so brutal. Again, I was a kind god. My idea was just up the points. Anyway, Adeptus Mechanicus, remove core from the Iron Stride of Alstari. Add one to armor saving throw for the Solar Blessing. That's fair enough. Clad Inside Infiltration, you can use Distraction twice. I can't remember what all of these are. Acquisition at any cost is the one to auto pass on an objective. I think these are pretty much all the same. So Space Marines, change the second bullet point of Forged in Battle, Salamander's chapter tactic, because they reduced AP by 1. To each time attack is made, you cannot re-roll the wound roll. Hey, Organ, thank you much for the £5 super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Thank you very much for the super chat, Organ. Really appreciate it, man. Again, all the super chats, all the memberships really help out the channel, so thank you. So now you can't reroll wounds against salamanders. Maybe I'm a salamanders player. Poor Mikey, social media shits on you for only for the GW god to be more vengeful than any of our imagines. Exactly. All this does stacks with the new rule. It does. So for Thousand Suns players, Armor of Contempt, you not only reduce the AP by 1, but if you're damage 1, you get +1 save. So if you've got AP 1 and damage 1, you've still got 2 up against it. It's good. It's very good. The Space Marines got a nice little buff there. Two nice buffs. Chaos Space Marines, the same. Death Guard. Add the following bullet point. Blight Lord Terminated, Death Shroud Terminator units. Gain objectives secured. That's good. That's really good. Oh, I'm excited to read this one. I'm very excited to read this one over here. I'm not looking yet. Let's not look. Drakari, remove core from Talos and Kronos. Fair enough. Change the second bullet point of Agile Hunter's Obsession. What's Agile Hunters? I can never remember. That's the problem. They're so good at like showing you what everything is and what the changes, but I don't know what that does. I need a little bullet point afterwards. This is this ability, by the way. Agile Hunters. Agile Hunters. Each time one of these unit can, with its obsession, make attacks against a target unit that can fly. Add one to the hit roll. If a unit with this obsession with the combat drugs ability has a hypex ability, add 3 to that unit's move characteristic instead of 2. So change it. If a unit with this obsession has hypex, add 3 instead of 2. What does it change? I don't know what it's changed. Instead of 2. I don't understand. Dark Technomancer's obviously nerfed, as we know. Change artist to flesh, obsession, and that's all the same as well. Add core to all of these, that's the same. You cannot include more than one of each of the following units. That's a shame that they've not updated that, but it's the same as last time. Okay, the big one. The big one, Harlequins. Change the Mirror Architect pivotal role to read, in your command phase, select one friendly core unit within 9. Until the start of the next command phase, each time an enemy unit is selected to shoot. When measuring the range to any model in that Sadith unit is considered to be additional 6 inches away from the shooting model. So that is now not an aura ability. It is one unit. So that is where they just extend the range of your weapons. It means like if you've got a 6-inch pistol, it can't shoot, even if you're in combat. Once, for favor of Kegarak, once per turn when making a melee hit roll, a melee wound roll, or a saving throw. I was a kind god. I was a kind god, but Games Workshop said, no what? No. They just said no. I was nice. This is worse. Favor of Kegarak is now only in the combat phase. No more Death Jester getting 4 hits with its stupid thing. No more Death Jester getting 4 hits. Once per turn when you make a melee hit roll, a melee wound roll, or a saving throw for this Warlord, after making the roll, you can treat the result as a modified 6. I was nice. I was so nice. This is brutal. This is so brutal. This is basically you take a Death Jester, take this Warlord trait on it, you roll 3 shots, and any 6s to hit are 3 additional hits. Okay? 3 additional hits. However, they've just said now in melee only. Please can we have Mikey's Dataslate back? I know. Change the points of the cost of the Starweaver to 95 points. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. That's all I'm saying. It sounds familiar. But change the Voidweavers to 130 points a model. Holy shit, son. Only playing on the Hellstorm balance data sheet to keep my custodians gone. They all laughed. They all laughed and shat on me. They all shat on me. Didn't they? Don't forget, they all shat on me and said this was terrible. But I was kind. I was a kind-hearted god. That's so funny. That's so funny. It's so funny. They're like, this is stupid. You've gone too hard. And then this is worse. This is better for everyone. Look what it could have been. Look what it could have been. You know? They copied me. Where's the Starweaver? Change the cost of the Starweaver to 95 points. Change the cost of the Starweaver to 95 points. Basically copied me. Don't forget, only Goonhammer can write these things, literally. Voidweavers at 130 points. They are still a very good unit, but they are so expensive. That's a 40 points cost per model. Extra 40 points per model. So the Harleys that ran 9 Voidweavers all went up by 400 points. Yeah, 360 points went up. Damn, 360 point price rise. Crazy, crazy. All right, Tau. Change the second bullet point of the Monkar ability to read. Each time model in this unit makes a range attack that targets the closest edible unit within range. Reroll a wound roll of 1. Oh, problem is I don't know what that does. What did the first bit mean? Plus the Starweaver points increase. Yeah, because they're usually running like 3 Starweavers. So it's like 500 points. It's like 400 points, sorry. Change the first bullet point of devastating counter-strike. Each time rolling this unit tenet with this tenet makes a ranged attack within 9. Treated as a mark-like token. Remove core from broadside battle suits, everyone. Excuse me, what? Excuse me? Remove core? Remove core? Oh, Hey. Hey, man. For the PP, thank you very much for the $10, man. Really appreciate
Mikey
it.
Swaim's Scorp Shop confirmed LOL.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks for the $10. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Remove core. That's huge. That's huge. Now, they're still infantry, but they've lost core. Oh, man. Oh, man. Add the following repulsor, impact field, and photon grenade stratagems. The charge roll modifier incurred via the stratagem is not cumulative with any other modifier to the unit's charge roll. Oh, so you can't, like, stack it on top of craters to make it even worse. Yeah, craters. Well, guys, the 12 crisis suit plus 4 commander list is a go. I mean, yeah, but outline attack shooting got nerfed as well. It was a lot nicer than I thought. Worse than the ballistic skill and add 120 saves against it if you don't have line of sight. Monka not being stationary is huge nerf to advance and shoot builds. Each time modeling this unit makes a ranged attack. The target's close enemy unit within the range. Reroll a wound roll 1. That's big. That's big. So, the only army that wasn't touched here is Tyranids. Tyranids are really good. Now, even with this change, I'm so glad I didn't make the video about the Tyranid combos, but even with this change, Tyranids are really good. Dense and light cover against non-line of sight shooting is nice armies that like to take the mid-board. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Didn't realise that Imperial Guard mortar teams are terrorizing the meta. They ignore it. Imperial Guard does ignore this rule. Here's a new rule for indirect weapons. Imperial Guard ignore it right now. High type minor change your bodyguard. Yeah, but it's still really strong. It's still really strong. You can still do the wombo combo. So yeah, so Imperial Guard are the only ones that ignore this new nerf to all out of line of sight shooting. So this kills my Space Marine list, sadly, because without this, I was essentially relying on really broken, janky rules. No Aziani changes. No, there's no changes to Aziani, but they have nerfed the indirect weapons, which is like probably one of the best ways to run them. So they've nerfed indirect weapons as a whole and made it much more interesting. Wait, are the Imperial Guard unit all options free? Yeah, they're all free. Take a flamer, take anything you want. Is the Guard ignoring the indirect nerf their way of saying their advice to kill Quins? I think their advice to kill Quins is to put 40 points on every good unit. Are we just going to see unnerfed Tyranids just going to stomp the... Just going to stomp... I can't read it. Are we just going to see unnerfed Tyranids just going to stomp the nerf factions? Tyranids will be nerfed just in time to come out with fresh and stomp the cycle will continue. So, yeah, currently, Tyranids are looking like the best army in the game because they haven't been nerfed. T-Suns feel solid to me. Yeah, T-Suns are really struggling in the meta, though. Downsuns are really, really struggling in the meta. But they've just gained a huge buff. But as someone's pointed out, it's Santic Astartes, Heretic Astartes. I'm pretty sure that Death Guard have Heretic Astartes, right? You'd hope they do. I'm pretty sure they do. It'd be really annoying if they didn't. Bubonic Astartes. Yeah, they do have Heretic Astartes. Yeah, so all Astartes, anything in power armor, including sisters, ignores AP. They have bubonic Astartes in addition. In addition. In addition. Thousands have Arcana Astartes in addition to Heretic Astartes. I've just checked. So, because the keywords is bubonic Astartes, but their faction keyword is Heretic. The power buff is huge. It's huge. These will be nerfed in time for Knights to rake the money in as the top there before getting their swapped out for new release. Yeah, this is funny because the same thing happened last time. The same thing happened last time. The Balanced Dataslate came out, hit Admech, hit Orcs, hit Buff Necrons, hit Drakari, who were the problem factions at the time. But the week before, Adeptus Custodes and G's to the Cults came out. And now they've just nerfed Adeptus Custodes, but Tyranids have just come out. You know? Still not worth running Chaos Space Marines over Cultish yet. No, not yet. But this is nice as well, you know? Like, Salamander's getting a little buff. So, Salamanders, they ignore the AP, and you can't reroll wounds against them. G's to the Cults are untouched, yeah. What's the background music? It's my own playlist, buddy. At the moment, it's a remix of Diamond and Pearl from Pokemon. Will we see more G's to the Cults now since they stayed on the radar? I think so. I think it's time to like bow down to our hive mind overlords, because G's to the Cults are they're harder to play, but they're a really strong faction still. They're still a really strong faction. But then Tyranids, man, bruh, Tyranids are so good. The AP stuff is great, but now the Thousand Suns Inferno weapons suck against marine units. True. But also, like, they're the only thing that are pretty much reducing their armor, because, like, the Intercessor Bolters, you still get 3-up save against them. You know? You get 2-up in cover against Intercessor Bolters now. It's only like the heavy weapon you get like a really big change. This is so good for Death Guard. Yeah, for like all Space Marine factions, any power armor, including Sisters, really, really good change. What are you saying my White Scars are viable again? I'm not saying White Scars are viable. I'm saying that they're going to feel less bad playing them. Marines just flat out ignore heavy bolters. I mean, yeah. Yeah, they do. Sisters are going to love it. All Marine players are going to love it. Sisters got some really nice buffs as well, because you got like Valorous Heart, which I believe was the one was to reduce AP by 1. So now they just get that anyway, so they've made it so you can't reroll the wound rolls, same as Salamanders. Not being able to manipulate your opponent's dice and turn off rerolls all the time has already been proven to be very good. That's why Custodians can only do it once per game. So being able to not reroll the wound rolls all game is really good. Death Shroud are monsters to kill. Yeah, Death Shroud essentially have a 1-up save. Death Shroud essentially have a 1-up save now. Does Armor of Contempt affect tanks? Sure does. It sure does. Any Astartes model or Adeptus Sororitas model. Everybody. Does this make Terminators and Land Raiders good? It makes them more interesting. You've just pretty much every power armor has just got +1 save essentially. You know? Essentially. Because obviously if you have no AP, they still have to roll a 3 for a normal power armor dude or lady. But against anything with AP, you're essentially got 2-up save. Which is really good. Not just once per game on an infantry unit. Yeah, this is true. You can't even like turn off rerolls against the bank now. You can transhuman every turn on infantry. Deathwing are laughing. Deathwing are laughing with this. They're just like, you know that we're hard to kill? Hold my beer. Better armor than Custodians half the time. Yeah, true, true. Oh man, how do Space Marines play these days? Does everyone just run Salamanders? Does everyone just play Salamanders now? Necron's got more core. I don't think they did. Canoptic Anthrites, Reanimated, Wraiths, Flayed Ones, Destroyers, Ophidian Destroyers, Scorpion. No, that's all the same. So essentially what they do is they add to this balanced data slate. They don't write a new one. So you've still got like change the stage of Lehman Russes to 2+, which is from the last one. You know? So they've just added to it, but this is really interesting. So this really kills the typical Custodians build. It really kills the typical Harley Quinn build. It kills the 9 Void Weaver list. It definitely kills the 9 Void Weaver list. Is Reanimator gaining core? No, mate. It's the same. It's the same. Yeah, Necrons, Orcs didn't change. But all your Terminators in Death Guard having OBSEC now, just like the Thousand Suns. Man. Reduces the armor pen by 1. It's not stated to a minimum of 0. So basically your AP 0 weapons are now +1 and give the target a better armor save. Oh yeah, all the time. All the time. So yeah, so tonight at 7:30, guys, while you're all watching, if you want to watch a battle report using the new data slate, okay, you can watch me with the new block play against Tom, arguably worse block. Has anything gone from this data slate? I don't think so. I don't think anything's been removed. I think it's all in addition. I can't see anything missing. But yeah, tonight at 7:30, I'll be playing against Tom using this new match play data slate. I'll be playing the new broken shit, and Tom can carry on playing Custodians. I wonder how quickly he's going to drop Custodians. I was just writing my list, actually. I was just writing my list. It's not broken, though, because I don't have, like, Maliceptors and shit. But I do have Winged Hive Tyrants. I don't even have Tyrant Guard, but they've been nerfed, so... I'm sorry, I'm confused on the minus AP 1 thing. Everything's -1. So you reduce the AP on incoming attacks by 1 if you are a power armor player. Death Guard Terminators get upset when Custodian 1 loses it. That's sad. I mean, Custodians were pretty good. That's the thing. It makes sense for all Terminators and stuff. No Knight rules. The Knight rules that gave them 5 times obsec. That's very true, Kane. So Knights have just lost. Knights been nerfed. Imperial Knights and Chaos Knights have no update here. So that means that they don't count as 5 models and they aren't obsec anymore. That's true. That's very true. That's a good spot. So that probably means that the Chaos Knight and Imperial Knight codex, which were announced at Adepticon, are on their way. That means in the book. Well, I mean, the book isn't out yet, right? So that means until then, Knights got nerfed. So for like this weekend, if you're going to a tournament playing Imperial Knights, then you've just been nerfed. Unlucky. Yeah, Imperial Knights is just like, bruh. We had it for like, we were so close. What am I missing on T-Suns? I'm seeing a downward roll. You see that they ignore AP by 1 and still get +1 save. 60-point Guardian has a power sword, a melter gun, a plasma pistol, and a las cannon. 20 of those squads is 1,200 points. Yeah, 20 las cannon infantry, dudes. Because they changed the fair, the only one I think should be different is characters lose obsec rather than all non-troop infantry. Yeah, it's a shame that the all infantry lose it, like wardens and stuff like that. And since the Silence don't have it either. I don't think they ever got it, but... How would Armor of Contempt work with sub-faction traits that turn AP 1 to 0? What sub-faction trait are you referring to? Are you talking about Order of Valorous Heart that's now ignore, you can't reroll wounds? Or are you talking about Salamanders, which is now you can't reroll wounds? Rubric's 2+ save against chainswords, yeah? Yeah, it's mad. Not 3 lads guys 2 surely. Well, it says that Imperial Guard's war gear is free on infantry squads. So if you add one to the infantry squad, I presume it's free. Our Rubik's essentially 1-up save against damage 1 now. Pretty much. So I'm going to have to explain that rule in Discord to me. My Blade Guard get -1 AP and +1 save. So you reduce the AP against incoming fire by 1. But if you're equipped with a Storm Shield, a Relic Shield, or a Combat Shield, you don't get this rule. So your Blade Guard are exactly the same. But your normal Marines, Sanguinary Guard, Dreadnoughts, they reduce AP by 1. Our weapon teams war gear in Guard. I'm pretty sure they're in infantry squads, but I don't know. Is this the real one? It doesn't say Community Edition. Now crop that bit out. My Necro Warrior spamming friend already hates my rubrics. This is going to tilt them hard. Oh, mate. Ghost Reapers into rubrics. You get a 2-up save. Because you would reduce... Oh, no, you get a 3-up save. You reduce the AP by 1, so it's AP 1. But then you get +1 save. So now you've got a 3-up save. You get +1 save against Ghost Reapers. Still. You still get a 3-up. This is funny. This is very funny. Does a war gear not cost anything for normal squads or 10-man veterans too? It's just infantry squads. It's just the infantry squad. The infantry squad gets stuff for free. Dread Knights have just got a good one as well. See, I was going to dress up as Professor Hellstorm today, but they warned me like 10 minutes before. And I was like, right, okay, cool. 2+ against goals in cover. This is true. This is very true. Space Marines are the big winners out of this. Space Marines are definitely the big winners out of this. Like power armor. This is such a huge change. It's such a huge change. Because it's army wide. It's not just like one unit. Like, yeah, we've lost Bodyguard. That's really annoying. But this is huge. You know? Like, -4? -4 AP, you still get an armor save against it. Nemesis Dread Knights don't get it. Why not? Are they not Santic Astartes? Marines did need it. Marines did need it. Nemesis Dread Knight. Santic Astartes. Grandmaster in Nemesis Dread Knight. Santic Astartes. So why don't they get it? Second bullet. Oh. Yeah, ignore Nemesis Dread Knight. Derp. Hey, did you see that? Go to the super chat, buddy. Really appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I genuinely feel excited cause of this. It's not a real fix cause it'll be different broken in a month, but it means they are really willing to mix it up.
Thank you much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Very kind of you. Yeah, like this is such a huge change because it just shows that they aren't. I said this needed to be the best thing they've ever written. You know, this needed to be the best thing they've ever written, and I think it's pretty close. I think it's definitely pretty close. You know, because the game was in such a dire state. You know, it's in such a dire state that they've gone, you know what? We're just going to put loads in here. And they have. They have. And they really needed to, but they've done it. And I'm proud of them, you know? They took what I did and just turned it up to 11. I love it. They took my ideas and turned it up to 11. And that's fair enough, you know? They needed to do something like this. They've buffed Imperial Guard. They've nerfed indirect weapons, all of them. So nerfed Tau massively. They've buffed Imperial Guard for that. They've buffed Imperial Guard again, because they're a really problematic faction. They've taken all power armor and made it better. You know? They made all power armor better. They've got rid of silly bodyguard rules, which I was abusing, but it is a stupid rule. It is a really stupid rule. It just was non-interactive. The lack of interaction was ridiculous. You know? This has probably killed any competitive Custodians list anywhere. I think it's just killed them. This has killed the 9 Voidweaver list, but it hasn't killed Harlequins. This means that the bikes are just way better now. The bikes are just way better. So this only deals with the Voidweaver problem, which is what everyone expected. Everyone was running 9 Voidweavers, but the people who are spamming bikes, Dark Sadith bikes, are laughing because they haven't really been touched. Now this is annoying for them, because you can only choose one unit now. Because you extend the range by 6, which means it's harder to rapid fire. Some guns might just not be in range anymore, but now it's 1 unit within 9. And it's during the command phase, so it means it's not during turn 1, if they don't go first. And they got rid of this as well. It was a stupid rule. Hated it. Stupid. But now they got rid of it. But the Tower one is interesting because they've nerfed some of the problematic stuff, but they've nerfed indirect as a whole. For no reason whatsoever, I'm looking to buy 9 Medusa siege cannons and 10 boxes of card infantry. They also brought this fast forwards to, so it shows a willingness to react, take risks with big changes and beat fast. It's not fashionable, but it's okay if we give GW props. Yeah, I think they've done a really good thing here. I think this is, again, like yesterday. Like Monday, we said that the balanced Dataslate has to be the best thing they've ever written. It has to change the entirety of the game, not just the problem factions. And it does. And it does. And it's really good. With bodyguard abilities being changed, will that hurt Victrix Honor Guard? It does change them a little bit. All good. Thank you very much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very kind of you.
Indirect rule is another nerf to squig buddies, lol.
It sure is. Yeah, the indirect nerf is a big hit to buggies. Remember, people reducing AP by 1 doesn't give you a 2+ save. Yeah, this is true. A lot of people are getting overexcited and saying it's basically a 2-up save. It's basically a 2-up save against -1. But it doesn't... You will still have a 3-up armor save. You know? It's not the same as getting a 2+ save. Not just been mentioned, but Thousands also get their all these dust because it improves the armor save rather than worsening the AP. This is true. This is true. Yeah, so you'll still get a 2+ save against damage 1. And if it's AP 1 as well, it just ignores that bit. So, Thousand Suns, Death Guard laughing. Chaos Space Marines are still in a problem place at the moment, I think. I don't think this is enough for them. Space Marines get the janky lists, such as my Iron Hands list, die. But new lists are on the horizon, such as turning off rerolls. Does the indirect rule count as a modifier, meaning it doesn't stack with abilities that reduce hit rolls and is affected by stuff that ignores modifiers? It's not a modifier, because a modifier affects the dice roll. So, for example, when you shoot through dense, let's read the dense cover. Dense. Let's read dense. Dense. Core rules. There we go. Dense. Where is it? Oh, it's all dense cover. If this terrain features at least 3 inches in height, then subtract one from the hit roll. So what a modifier does, for example, dense cover, it reduces the dice roll by 1 So you -1 from the dice roll, so it's harder to hit. Whereas what this does, it worsens the ballistic skill of that attack by 1. So your ballistic skill physically changes. As far as I'm aware, that isn't a modifier. So you could be -1 ballistic skill and -1 to hit, which basically means you're reducing your hit rolls by 2. So if you're ballistic skill 4 and you're shooting out of line of sight, you're now ballistic skill 5, which means you're hitting on 5s. If you shoot from out of line of sight over some woods, you're now hitting on 6s. As far as I read it. That makes sense. So you're essentially, if you're shooting over, you can still be hit with an additional -1. Now I don't know if changing a ballistic skill counts as a modifier in terms of ignore modifiers, but I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But we will see. We'll have to see. We'll have to check the core rules, check the FAQs. Are Sally's now the be-all, end-all of Marines, as they are still slow as heck? I think, yeah, maybe. They're pretty good. Thought you couldn't modify hit more than 1. You're not modifying the hit roll. You're modifying the ballistic skill, guys. You're not modifying the hit roll. Modifying characteristics. That's a characteristic change, but modifying the hit roll is different. So inflicting damage. Here we go. Unmodified hit rolls. Where is it? Hit and wound rolls cannot be modified by more than ±1. Dense cover. Subtract 1 from the hit roll when resolving an attack with a ranged weapon. This doesn't subtract 1 from the hit roll. It worsens your ballistic skill. It's different wording. You essentially, in inverted commas, essentially can be -2 to hit if you shoot from out of line of sight over dense cover. But it's not technically that. It's not technically that. You are reducing the ballistic skill by 1. So you're not ballistic skill 4 -1. You're ballistic skill 5. Then if you shoot over something that's -1, such as dense cover, you are -1 on the dice roll. You're -1 on the dice roll. So you're now hitting on 6s. Look, Mikey, a lot of us in here need to have a crying rant and have to work out how to somehow unload a whole shipping container of Eldar support weapons. This change is bad. Yeah, they got nerfed yesterday as well, didn't they? So shooting at Marines, indirect averages AP by 1, and they add 1 to their saves. So with -2, they're still at a 3+ save, and with the -1 save, they're at a 2+. Yes, I think that's right. If you shoot at a Marine out of line of sight whilst it's in cover, you're not only -1 ballistic skill, you're potentially -1 if they're going through trees. So you're -2 from the hit roll. You're... they ignore AP1 and you give them +1 save, and they're in cover, so they get +2 save. And you reduce your AP by 1. That's wrong. -AP isn't a save. Yeah, but they ignore AP1. They reduce AP by 1. As you can see. And when you shoot from out of line of sight, you add 1 to armor saves. I like these rules, but they have made more things complicated. Yeah, it's just... the thing is you have to remember just how things are worded, which is, like, kind of tough to, like, work out sometimes. Because you're not modifying hit rolls... You're not adding 1 to saves, unless you are adding 1 to saves, or you're modifying ballistic skill. Death Guard versus Salamanders will have a whole game with 0 casualties. This was the thing with the collectors. Changing the ballistic skill is not a modifier. It's true, Tom. It's true. How you doing, well, buddy? Nids are going to be the king of 40k, so Black Templars will be a good counter as they got more resilient and have good anti-psychic stuff. Maybe I'm a Black Templars player now. Iron Hand's dead? I need that meme. My new best friend meme. My new best friend meme. This one. Maker. Meme generator. Friendship ended with Iron Hands. Now Black Templars. Maybe I'm a Black Templars player, gamers. I had a pretty good Black Templars list written. Let's put this on Twitter. Oh my god, what is this? I don't want this. This is terrible. Why would I want that? There's all my thumbnails, everyone. Let's post this and go like it. And go like it. Can you only do certain stratagems once for custodies? Why? Because they're really good. Can you show me where it says that you can't reduce AP0 to AP1, please? To AP-1. I feel like I'll need to rule stapled onto all my lists now. Well, there's technically you worsen that attack by 1, but you can't worsen a dash by 1. Right? Is that what you're trying to say? For example, if we got a Rhino... Oh, it's AP0. It's not AP dash. So you're trying to say that we can worsen AP0 to +1. So you would get a better save because you play Space Marines. You're trying to say against a Rhino Stormbolter, this becomes +1. So you get +1 save against it. No. AP +1 is a thing. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Show me AP +1 anywhere. It says only once, not once per turn, so all species now once per game. That's correct. That's correct. Okay, we need an FAQ for our balanced data sheet that's been out for all of 60 minutes. It's actually technically only been out 37 minutes. Technically only been out 37 minutes. It's not -1 AP, it's worsened by 1. Yeah, so what does worsen? If you've got AP0 and you worsen it, does it become AP1 again? If I'm AP0 and I worsen the AP by 1, am I worsen is technically -1, right? So a Stormbolter against me is now AP1. Is that how it works? Is that what everyone's saying? Is that what you want from this? You want a bolter, a measly Stormbolter, to be AP1 against Space Marines. 100% of people argue that worse than AP by 1 will mean Stormbolters are AP +1. But that's not worse, that's up 1. If you go from 0 to +1, that's better. So surely you worsen the AP from AP0 to AP -1, because that's worse. I know, but if I'm using scatter lasers, I need something to say tactical Marines don't get 2+. Oh, man. Citizen Science Troops losing OBSEC and Crusader detachment fields. Oh, was everyone playing them? Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. But maths works it that way. Exactly. Define worse. Define worsen. Right, okay, here we go. Define worsen. What does worsen? Make or become worse. Is -1 worse than 0? I don't know. This is not the answer I was looking for. That was not the answer I'm looking for. I just want to reiterate as well that Death Guard and Thousand Suns have the Heretic Astartes keyword, which means they do benefit from Armor of Contempt. It's something that's banded around, keeps bouncing up and down. I know we've already gone over it, but I just thought I'd just say Armor of Contempt, helps Thousand Suns, and Death Guard at the same time. You know what's worse than Custodes? Just define. Let's just change this to Custodes. Can we do that? We can. We can. Show me this bit. Where's this bit? Oh god, it's Google. We'll never find it. No, I just want to change it to Custodes. Is it there? Is it here? Wait for it. We're nearly there. Is it here? It's not. Oh, I can't find it. That would have been funny. That would have been a funny meme. I realized the screen wasn't on. I was scrolling down this, trying to find it. Is it in here? Oh, is it in here? In there? Top stuff. Search. We can't find it. It just needs to all state that the new marine rule doesn't go beyond -1 AP, as that would be absolutely shit. Can you imagine? Is there any weapon with +1 AP? Is there not anything in the core rules? Is there not anything in the core rules? Oh my god, there's so much with AP. Armor. Penetration. Let's have a look. Nope. Oh. Maybe there isn't anything. Maybe we can have +1, right? I said that sarcastically, everyone. Crusher's a winner here. Crusher still needs to die. Oh, Ben, you're so close. Ben's done the picture for me so I can tweet it, but he spelled Custodes wrong. But he spelled Custodes wrong. But I'll take it. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it. I'll tweet it. Normally they put to a minimum of 0 exactly this reason. Yeah, exactly. They just haven't put that on for some reason. It's probably just an oversight. But anyone who's going to try and say you get +1 save against it is an idiot. So we're now all waiting for the NIDS FAQ to see if Leviathan and Crusher nonsense dies. Yeah, it's understandable why Tyranids aren't in this, but it would have been nice to say. It would have been nice to say Crusher and Leviathan's also dead. You can't even buy it. You can't even buy it. Guarded is shooting armor plates back at the Marines. Yeah, if I go on Games Workshop's website, it's technically already banned at my events. Because I say if you can't buy it, you can't use it. Where are books? Where the fuck are books? Limited stock. Available while stocks last. No. Last chance to buy, that's what we want. No. Last chance to buy. Stop moving it. Aren't the codexes all here now? Oh, I don't even know. How the hell do you... Where are the codexes? I just want to say books, please. New releases, expert level model kits. Oh. That's Forge World. That's not expert level model kits. That's Forge World. I don't even know. I don't even know how you just like go, I want to look at books. LOL Marine Servitors. They do. They do have +1. Ways to play. Ah! Match play rules. Go away. Match play rules. Core rules. No. Codexes. There's a lot of codexes. But there isn't a lot of supplements. Because you've got all the codexes here. But I don't see Warzone Octarius. So we'll check the other ones as well. Don't worry, don't worry. So no Warzone Octarius. We'll uncheck codexes because there's 50 of the bastards. Open play. I don't see any Warzone Octarius, you know? Narrative play. Crusade. Vigil, you can still get Vigilance Ablaze digitally. But I don't see Warzone Octarius. Does that mean Leviathan dead? It really should be. It really should be. That GW pop-up. Last chance to buy. I've just looked. Nothing there. Shall I ask them? Shall I ask them? I'll ask them. Chat. Can I please buy Warzone Rising Tide Book 1 for my Tyranids? Tyrannid, please. I'll be very polite because this is a real person on the other end of it. Can you imagine if they just watches like Mikey go away? Can I buy it? I don't want to give my email address. Can't you search Octarius? I could do. I could search Rising Tide. Oh, that's awkward. Octarius. Oh, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. Power Swords are AP 1 against Thousands. Yes, this is true. This is very true. Oh, man. Oh, man. Was it the Crusher Stampede a White Dwarf issue? It was. You can buy that on eBay. I think, yeah, if you have to rely on getting your rules off eBay, maybe we shouldn't be using them. Can someone tell me something about the Arm of Contempt? I think we've all spoken about it. And someone's just tweeted to me, Cameron's just tweeted to me, with Black Templars, you can take the Icon of Heinemann. Icon of Heinemann. Icon of... Hi, damn it. Icon of Heinemann. Icon. Icon of Heinemann. Each time an attack with an armor penetration of character 1 or 2 is allocated to this model, that attack has an armor penetration character of 0 instead. I suppose that doesn't stack. Oh. If it's -3, and you worsen the AP by 1 to -2, does it then become AP 0? Does AP 3 get worsened due to Armor of Contempt to AP 2? Because then it's AP 2, it has an AP of 0. I think it does. It says it doesn't stack. Does it say it doesn't stack? It did, right until I read that last sentence. Models that are under effects of any other rule that worsens or reduces armor penetration, it does not apply. God damn it. We were so close. So it does work if that until we read the third bullet point. So I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I just was wrong. Rules are better if you don't read the dot points. I agree. I agree. But there you go. So that is the balance update. The balance date is like quarter 22, 2022. What's the next Space Marine chapter? Have you not seen my Twitter? I wonder what faction I'm going to start playing next. It doesn't stack with the rule that reduces AP, all it does affect saves. We're not talking about all these dust. It does stack with all these dust. Ah! Not everyone, like every other message in the chat has been, yeah, but all these doors. And I'm like, I'm not saying it doesn't. It does work for all these doors. It's very different. But I am going to have to start playing Black Templars, it seems. That's the only way to run Space Marines now. They're anti-psyker. They're anti-psyker, you know. They're pretty decent. They've got some decent relics. The codex is pretty good. You're all for ignoring AP3, but 8 plus AP plus 1 AP is too far. Oh, man. Salamanders might be a solid sleeper over Black Templars. Not being able to reroll any wounds is good, but also not a great deal of armies. I was it's pretty good. I'm just thinking like, oh yeah, if you got a lieutenant, you ignore it, which is pretty good. You can't reroll against them. But there's a lot that just like command point rerolls and stuff. Grey Knights suddenly become pretty good into new turners. They do. Salamanders are a really good one. Salamanders are really good. Black Templars look interesting. Salamanders are really good because they've got the nice change as well. What did Void Weavers used to cost? 90 points. So Blood Ravens are Black Templars, Psyker cast-offs. Yeah, they're all the ones that failed to become Psykers and now Black Templars. Can we now look out Sir Longstrike? Did Tau get an FAQ at all that just turned off Longstrike? I think they did, right? Let's have a look. Is it a meme? Tau. Longstrike. Change to read on page 112. Change end of all bodyguard abilities to. Maybe it does. Hey, Disney, thank you much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. Thanks for all the support, guys.
Mikey, you know it doesn't work with all his dust. Also, don't steal my Black Templar list. What sort of coach steals their students' work?
I helped you write that list, and if I take it, then I can just show you how to play it. No lookout save for Longstrike as it uses lookout save rules, which isn't models of 9+ wounds. This is true. This is very true, and the only instance you ignore that is Hive Tyrants. What's this done to Varric Yellow, boys? Get him at ignore AP1. That's it. It says that character can use Lookout Sir, but Lookout Sir still has a stipulation of 9 wounds, and the only stipulation that doesn't ignore that is Hive Tyrants. So Adam Lane, close but no cigar. Have you seen the new Smite spam cheese with zone throws? Yeah, I'm going to be doing a video tomorrow about Tyranid combo wombos. We wanted to wait for this to make sure nothing got nerfed. And one idea that I had did use Hive Tyrants and Tyrant Guard, so it's good that it's changed. So it does start with all these does. Our contempt reduces incoming AP, isn't affected by the ones that affect AP. All these does doesn't affect the AP, it affects the rubric 6. Haven't we said this like 9 times? Haven't we said that all these dust and armor of contempt work together? Is anyone saying that's not a thing? Because all I keep seeing is people arguing saying it does stack. And I keep saying, yes, armor of contempt and all these dust do stack because they are 2 different abilities. I was referring to the icon, this one in particular. Have I missed something? Have I missed something? Chris, why do you keep saying it works? Why do you keep saying it works? I am agreeing it works with all these doors. Why do you keep saying it? Why do people keep saying it? Why do you keep saying it? Who is saying it isn't? Please tell me, I will shout at them. Who is saying it doesn't work? Who is denying you the clarification that you need? Why? Who would say this, please? The internet is an echo chamber. It works with all his dots. All his dots doesn't work. Does it work with all his dots though? I don't know who's a meme and who isn't. Am I the meme? Am I the meme? I think. Hey, Mike, I have a quick question. No, Grimsley, get out. Can't stop thinking much of the super chat. Oh no.
But Mikey, does it stack with all his dust?
No. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't stack. It doesn't. You know why? Because I said so. It doesn't stack, guys. It really doesn't. I'm trying to find it. Is there a funny filter? I don't have a funny filter. I'm sorry. Hey, Ginger C, thank you much for the super chat, man. Really appreciate it. Very kind of you.
Just to clarify, Mikey knows it doesn't work with all his dust. He is just memeing us. He spoke to Kevin at GW and he knows for sure it doesn't work.
Thank you for the super chat, Steve. We appreciate it. Like, you know that all his dust works with Armor of Contempt? I didn't. Maybe I should just play Thousand Suns again with this new rule and tell everyone it doesn't stack.
But Mikey, does it dust with stack all his?
Oh no. Oh god. Did they clarify the all these dust rule? No. Can we compare the community balance data sheet? So as I was laughing reading this, I noticed that I was a kind god. I was a kind god. I was a kind god, that's all I'll say. I think this is nicer than what Games Workshop have given us. I think it's much nicer. Oh my god! No, it doesn't stack! It doesn't stack anymore! It doesn't stack, I've decided.
Hey, I'm really enjoying this Dataslate review. Thanks for hopping onto chat. Really curious though, does Armor of Contempt stack with all his dust?
No, it doesn't! It doesn't! I'm taking it away. It doesn't stack anymore. I write the rules. It doesn't stack. It doesn't... For God's sake. I'm so fed up. I'm so fed up. Why do you keep saying the same
I'm thinking
thing?
of selling my vacuum
Why do you keep
cleaner.
saying
It's
this?
just collecting dust.
Some would say it sucks. It doesn't stack. I've decided. I'm so fed up of people asking. It literally doesn't stack anymore. You know why? I said so. I'm glad it's become a meme now, so I don't have to keep reminding people. I don't keep having to say the same thing. Because I don't know why you keep asking and saying and going around the same point. Does it dust? Does it dust with all these stacks? Oh! Turn back and smiles at AOS. I literally did. I was just like, I remember the simpler time yesterday when I was talking about Age of Sigmar. Just stacked with justice. I hate you all so much. I hate you all so much. I hate this so much. Dude, this dust is stacked, I agree. So Someone asked me if my how does the community balance data slate line up with the new one. What I will say is, with my balance update, you could play Custodes, but now you can't. How much dust must dust stack as dust if a dust stacker could stack dust? Oh man. Oh man. Me going on all the different Discord servers telling the people they are wrong because Mikey said it doesn't stack, then Ben's click where he said it doesn't anymore. Oh, for God's sake. GGC, thank you much for the 899, man.
Just need to clarify for a game of Jenga. If I place down a block with Armor of Contempt on it, can I then place a block with All Is Dust on it? I suppose what I'm trying to clarify is, do they stack?
Right. Right. Okay. I've got my address on. Okay. Right. I'm just going to write on the front. I don't have any more boxes. All is dust. All is dust. Armor of contempt. As you can see, it stacks. As you can see, it stacks. Please stop asking me if it stacks. It is clearly stacked. Mikey's clip meet comp 40k. Clip meet Mikey's clip. Shall I not bother playing Custodes tonight then? No, Tom. You love playing Custodes. Tom. You love Custodes. You love the lore. You love the aspect. Are you not going to play them just because they've been nerfed? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're trying to say? You don't want to play them because they're nerfed? Are you a meta chaser, Tom? Surely you're not going to stop playing. Surely you're not going to stop playing Custodes just because they're much worse now. Surely. Surely. Max, I go to the...
Couldn't hear you. Mind explaining the All Is Dust stacking situation again?
It fucking stacks. You can see it fucking stacks. Tell me what they did to my Custodes. They changed the third bullet point so only troop units are OBSEC. They changed Esteemed Amalgam, which is changed to Shield House. They changed Emperor's Auspice, which is turn off rerolls, and Martial Discretion, which is changing Katars to once per game. They also made it so turn off rerolls and Transhuman is only infantry. They killed Custodes. Now we just need a balanced data slate for Tyranids. Box says super secret souls they doesn't stack. I crossed it out. I crossed it out, as you can see. See? Crossed it out. Can you see that very thin line? They actually killed or just balanced. I think without all of those buffs, Custodes really struggle, so I think they'll probably drop to... I think a lot of people will stop playing Tyranids. Sorry, Custodes. So they'll probably drop in win rate quite significantly. I'm dropping Custodes quicker than my ex-girlfriend dumped me when I was 18. Fuck me. Oh, man. So, yeah, Tommy's going to be playing Custodes against my Tyranids tonight. I'm going to run the OP shit. Tom's going to play the shit. And that's it. So live at 7:30. So in 6.5 hours time, we'll be live doing a battle report using the balanced data slate today. Using the balanced data slate, having a great time. Me laughing, playing Tyranids, unnerfed. And I'm not using Crusher. I'm not going to use the Leviathan the update either, but I'm just going to use the base codex. But Games Workshop have sent me the cards as well, which is cool. So they sent me the cards, which is very nice. I thought Tyranids did get nerfed because Tyrant Guard got nerfed. I feel like only one person's going to have a good time. Valorous Heart Sisters now have 15 girl squads with OBSEC with access to Defenders of the Faith, transhuman objectives coupled with Ignore AP1 and no rerolls. That's pretty good. Are you sure one of you isn't going to show up how all his dust doesn't stack with Armor of Contempt? I mean, if Tom fancies playing Tyranids, I will stack all his dust and Armor of Contempt. But I don't think he knows how to play either army. But my list that beat Tom last week on the live stream is just better now. Fuck this shit, I quit. Oh man, Tom's gonna get battered later. It's gonna be glorious. People need to... Chris, go away. I am gonna ban you from chat. Chris, I'm gonna ban you from chat. Stop talking about Armor of Contempt and all these dust. Please, for the love of God, stop talking about it. I'm gonna have to ban all these dust as a phrase in my chat. If Tom wins, though, Tom could win. Tom could win. Chris on that old school troll style. I'm gonna have to do. The ban hammers just have to come out. I'm so fed up of seeing Armor of Contempt and all these dust in the same sentence. We don't talk about all these dust, Armor of Contempt, or Bruno. This is true. Mikey, does his data slate stack with yours then? So mine will be very short now. Because they've added so much to every faction, the idea of my balance update will the fact that if any army gets updated in the time since it was published to today, then we remove that part until we get more data. So basically my data slate's empty right now. Because this was the community one that we wrote. Look how shit it looks now because everyone got mad. But Harlequins, the whole point of this, it says like, if an army receives a balance change from GW or receives a new credit/supplement after the publication date, which is now, please disregard any updates for that faction from this document. So Harlequins were obviously changed, so we just ignore this. But what was changed across the Starweavers, we were bang on with there. They didn't change Traveling Players, which was interesting. They changed Favour of Kegarak, but they've changed it to make it even worse than what I was suggesting. Look at the Laughing God's still good, and add keywords to core. They did that yesterday. So the way that I changed things was arguably much softer than Games Workshop. Except for this, Traveling Players. Except for Traveling Players, that was it. Now, Tower Empire, they left core, left infantry on broadsides, but we removed core. But they didn't change the points, they just nerfed outline of sight shooting. Custodes, again, didn't change points, but they just killed all the stratagems and made them all like only obsec on infantry troops and only use them on infantry, all the stratagems, so not even increasing the cost. Empress Chosen is still good, but having all the stratagems that only affect infantry is really bad. But then Astra Militarum got a buff, and Chaos Space Marines both got a buff. So essentially, because of this sentence I wrote here, until we have more data, my balanced data slate is empty now. What if you call your data slate all is dust so it doesn't stack with another one to avoid confusion with any confusion like this at all? Fuck off. Oh, man. Get her to buy a bottle. Brilliant. Oh, man. Have Necrons been hit? It feels like they had a niche in the meta due to okay Harlequins because those matchups. AP is their main thing. They lose it against power armor. Yeah, so like Necron's got a little bit of a side nerf because Space Marines got a lot better. Because Space Marines got a lot better. If they hit those, they're going to struggle a little bit more. But the change for Space Marines is big, but it's not like... It is game-changing, but it's not like meta-changing, I don't think. I think it just means that Space Marines will have a better time. Does that fuck off stack? Oh, man. But yeah, so it's interesting. Space Marines are more interesting. Thousand Suns are way more interesting because it fucking stacks. It stacks, I say. Death Guard are way more interesting. Custodians are just like in the bin right now. Harlequins are really good if you take bikes instead, because bikes are really good anyway. And then Tau. I'm not sure about Tau. I think Tau is still really good. They just don't take broadsides again. But again, I was kind. This is way more brutal than I thought it was going to be. In a good way. It needed to be. So hats off to Games Workshop. Let's get some claps in chat for Games Workshop. Claps in chat. Bikes weren't that good, bro. Bikes had a 70% win rate at Adepticon. Tell me bikes aren't really good without talking out your ass. Chris, go away. I've had enough of you. Clap for the stacking of all this dust in armor contempt. So yeah, so Dark Sadith bikes are really interesting now because they were already really good and they haven't been touched. Again, everyone was just worried about the Void Weavers. The Void Weavers are way too cheap for what they did. But the fact that Dark Sadith bikes are now like just good. Are we looking at a whole new meta if we can ignore the elephant in the room called Tyranids? Yeah, like this weekend, it'll be really interesting for events if they do run this because it'll be completely different. Why so mean to me? Who played Dark Bikes? People who are trying to counter Void Weavers. You know? So there's quite a few players who are running Dark Bikes. You know? The Dark Sadith bikes. But they were getting outshone by the Void Weaver list. You know? Because the Void Weaver list was just better. But the bike list was just better than most other lists from every other army. Had to pause, putting daughter to sleep, so I'm 20 minutes behind. Did people take Haywire in the bike? I think they did, yeah. Because Haywire is decent. Yeah, so the Dark Sadith bikes are now just the Harlequin list to go to. Best Marines now, Death Guard, Salamanders, Black Templar, Deathwing. Surely it's Thousand Suns. Surely it's Thousand Suns. You've got 20 minutes of Mikey till you just show it. This is true. You just got me till you just shut up for ages. I think that's funny with YouTube live chat because the chat is always live, but the video could be like 40 minutes behind, and you're just like shouting at me. You're shouting at me for no reason. Hey, DK Spain, how's it going? The Spanish Inquisition has arrived. Thank you very much for the raid, guys. Really appreciate it. How are you today? Make sure you go and give a subscribe. Click on Deep Game Spain's name. Go and subscribe to them. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. How is everyone today? Thank you very much. Do you still get +1 save against Asher Militar's indirect weapons? You do not. You do not. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Well, I expect it right now. It's all over my face. all over my face right now. I can't escape it. Nids out Mortal Wound Thousand Suns with Zonies. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. The Malice Scepter in a drop pod. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. We'll be talking about the Malice Scepter tomorrow in a video. That's still out Mortal Wound Thousand Suns, but obviously Thousand Suns can counter it. But raw damage, Tyranids are probably arguably better in the Psychic phase than Thousand Suns. Memes aside, Thousand Suns going to be helped much by Chain. Do I need to talk about Thousand Suns anymore? Look, I wrote it on the box. Look, all his dust, he's stacked on top of Armor of Contempt. Focus, damn it. Focus. Focus on this. Focus on this. It won't focus. Look. All his dust, stacks, Armor of Contempt. What more do you need to ask me? Yes, they are good. I was asking without meme, like, does it matter for them really? Are they going to be mostly the same? Against, like, low damage shooting, which is what's good at killing, like, because when you've got, like, 1 damage stuff and low AP, such as, like, Onslaught Gatling Cannons from, like, a Redemptor, for example, you know, the loads of shots, -1 AP. Now you get +1 save, but now you ignore the AP as well, so you get a 2-up save against it, even though probably the intention was a 3-up. So the stuff that's really good at like taking out infantry, which is usually 1 damage, which is not so good because you've got 2 wounds, is now even worse against you. So your things that need to survive, like your scarabs, your rubrics, are going to be around for a little bit longer, which is what you want. It's a free, if you think about it, it's a free buff, because against any weapon you're reducing the AP by 1 for anything in power armor. So power armor armies were really struggling. They've just got a humongous buff, you know, reducing AP by 1 for everything. It means you pretty much always get a save against stuff, you know. It means you pretty much always get a save against it. Like AP3, you know, AP3 is 6-up save. Now it's a 5-up, you know. AP4, now you get a 6-up against it still, you know. Those prismatic cannons you actually get an armor save against. Does cover impact the save or the AP? I'm pretty sure it impacts the armor save. Pretty sure it impacts the armor save. Yeah, add 1 to the saving throw for light cover. Only AP5 is now instant dead. Yeah, AP5 if you're in the open. AP5 in cover, you'll still get a save. Wait, do cultists get... Are cultists Heretic Astartes? Are cultists Heretic Astartes? I don't think they are. Because that means... They are! Even cultists have Armor of Contempt. Cultists. Heretic Astartes. Heretic Astartes. Cultists. Heretic Astartes. They aren't on Battlescribe. Does Battlescribe even have keywords? Death Cloud of Thousand Suns cultists aren't. Interesting. That's something to think about. Contempt of Dread to 1-up base save. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Merely human. What's merely human? What does that say? Does it say you don't benefit from anything? Is Armor of Contempt? Armor of Contempt is not a detachment rule. Merely human cultist. Or mere mortals. Right? Mere mortals. Do not get a lead. Chaos cultists don't get a legion trait. This isn't a Legion trait. Chaos Cultist. Reduce AP by 1 with their t-shirts. Literally everything on my 2000 point Black Legion list has the Heretic Astartes keywords. Of course it does. It's a Heretic Astartes list. The cultist shirt is safe. It's now OP. Death Guard cultists don't have Heretic Astartes. Are you sure? Are you sure? Shall we check? Cultist. Oh, they don't. Oh, very. What about Thousand Suns? Do they get all his dust as well? The cultists get all his dust. They don't have a Heretic Astartes, so it's just the normal ones. Now he's an FAQ. Is an FAQ. We must find it. We must find the FAQ right now. Cultist. Cult. Cultist. They don't. The normal cultists do get it from the Chaos Space. Chaos Space Marines need it. Guys, did they change it so I can't hide bodyguard in a building, protect the character I assigned? Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The cultists, the new Chaos book might lose that too. Yes, but for now, Chaos cultists ignore AP1. 2, 3, and 4. Cultists ignore AP1. Chaos Space Marine cultists in particular, not Thousand Suns or Death Guard. But that's still funny. Mikey, what do you think the Salamander changed for their chapter tactics? No rerolls for wounds against them. Yeah, the Salamander change is really good. I mean, the Salamander change is really good. I don't know if it's like meta breaking, but it's really good. Quick reminder, Trajan hasn't been touched. Trajan lost objective secured. What are your thoughts of Dataslate update? I think this is exactly what we need. It's going to really mix up the mid tables. The top tables are just going to be Tyranids, especially if people let them play Crusher and Leviathan. But overall, it's a really, really good change. I really like it. So hats off to Games Workshop. It's a really good update. But I think we have to call it there, gamers. I'm gonna have to call it there because I've got to go to Sanctuary because we're going to be playing with this live at 7:30 tonight, so in 6 hours time. I've got to go set up the stream ready. So thanks everyone for watching today. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the super chats and the memberships. Again, if you want to super chat or become a member, that'd be really cool. Really supports the channel. Really supports the channel, so thanks for that. There's no one I know live. Let's go on to Twitch. See if we can raid someone on Twitch. So I'm going to drop a link in chat for you all to follow. Who am I following? There's no one live on Twitch either. There's literally no one live. Should I just stream during the day? So what armies are going to play tonight? Well, it was supposed to be Tyranids versus Custodes, but I think Tom is a little more worried than he was. I think Tom's a little bit more nervous about the matchup tonight. At first, he was like, oh yeah, it'd be really cool to play Custodes into Tyranids, and now he's like, oh shit, I've got to play Custodes into Tyranids. So yeah, we'll see. So make sure you tune in at 7:30. There's no one live, so just go and give love to your mum. From me. From me, especially. So that's it. Do Necrons. Maybe we'll do Necrons. But I've got to play Tyranny tonight because we got the new book. So it'll be new Tyranny Codex versus an army. Currently Custodes, and maybe it'll be funny to watch Tom cry. Just roll 4 ups, bro. Just roll 4 ups. It'll be fine. So call your mum, tell her you love her. And I'll be back at 7:30. So thanks everyone, and catch you next time. Love you, bye.